Okay, that was weird. What is up, App Nation? It is TP Young, founder of appmasters.com, the place you go when you want action-packed content related to helping you grow your app downloads, and more importantly, those revenues, and maybe even more importantly than that, taking something that you built, you put your hard work, your blood, sweat, energy into, and then seeing it to the ultimate success and exiting for 7 figures. And that's what this founder we have on today is going to share his journey on how he was able to scale the app, how he sold the app, his multiple for selling the app, and you'll be surprised by that, and then what he did and what he's working on right now. So without further ado, let's bring in our guest, Nordin, onto the stage. Nordin, welcome to the show.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, we're both on the road. Nordin's in New York right now. I'm in LA, just kind of hanging out. And so I'm super excited. And I was like, I'm not going to skip it. No matter where I am, I'm going to try to do this. All I need is a laptop and internet, right, Nordin?
Yeah.
That's it.
The same for me. I'm from Brussels on Monday, and I'm leaving tomorrow to Brussels back. But I'm happy to be here and on the show.
Look, you've been doing apps for a long time, Nordin. So I just want to take a moment, really congratulate you on the exit. How does it feel having now being on the other side of it?
Sorry, I don't heard the last sentence.
Oh, maybe my internet is not working as well. But I was just like saying, how does it feel being on the other side of it? And, now that you've built something up, you've worked on multiple apps, but then now it's on the other side and you're like, hey, you had a success. You had a successful exit.
Yeah. I think 1 year 1 year ago, I was not at that point, and I was even not thinking to sell my app. And when I think Charlie, when Charlie contacted me and proposed me to sell the app, I started thinking about it, and today I'm really happy to have achieved that and chasing my next goals today.
Yeah. So I know and I'm going to share this with the audience too. So you're running Flipped, which crazy enough, I know I had Alana onto the show of last year, but now you went and acquired it. So Nordin sold it and acquired it, and we're going to talk all about that journey through that. But Nordin, what sort of helped? I know the 0 to 1 strategies, I feel like taking an app from an idea to the app store and then making money from it is such a hard journey. What do you, like, looking back on it, do you kind of feel like, hey, these pivotal things that I did help grow this app to the point that Charlie reached out to you to potentially sell it?
Yeah. So it's a long story, but I will try to make it short. When I started, I think it was 6 years ago, when I started to interest myself in app businesses. I was an IT consultant. I did that during 12 years, and my professional life started to be boring. So I was looking to do something else. And at that time, indie development was a trend, and apps also was a trend. So I started to look at it. I'm sure you know data.ai, which was acquired by Sensor Tower. At that time, the name of data.ai was Appany. So, and the subscription to data.ai allows you to check some estimates, download estimates, revenue estimates. So I started to check, and saw that there some apps, some niche apps was doing decent revenue. So I started to think, oh, there is apps that are doing revenue, and some of them are not that good in terms of quality, but they are making money. So I decided to quit my job and to start by selecting an app just to learn first. And finally, this app that I used to learn everything on the app businesses, that's the app I sold last year. So
wow.
So the journey was let's say long, but I learned a lot of things during the year. So when I selected the app, I didn't start by saying, I have to have a great idea and something really new, or no. I just selected something that was already working on the app stores and on the app store, and decided to do it better, to make sure that I will be the better in that field. And it was in group text messaging. So I started to work on it, and since there, I have implemented every single advice or things I learned on my readings. So the blog readings, app promotion summit attendance, every single thing I learned, I stick to it and make sure that I will be patient and doing it not too fast, but in the better way I could. And this take me to have decent revenue, decent reviews, decent retention, and that's what was the successful factors of the app.
I like it. I like it. I've been doing that too. I mean, when I first started in this space, it was Chad Moretta, and he was talking about looking at App Annie, looking at the top charts, and then looking at the reviews of some of the apps and seeing what the negative reviews and building upon that. And really, it seems like you did a similar approach where it wasn't like
yeah.
great idea for a group messaging app. It was like, hey, there's this app that's making a lot of money, and it's not that great, but it's making a lot of money. And so
exactly, it was exactly that. And I saw that there were a field where I can do something more in terms of quality, and make sure that by applying ASO marketing things, that I will succeed. And as soon as you have something that is working in terms of reviews and retention and quality, then in the App Store you rank better than the others, and then you reach let's say a stage where all your downloads are organic.
Yeah.
And that's a key field for when you maybe I can say that, because selling an app is a matter of multiple. So it's always a multiple of the annual revenue. So but some factors can make you maximize this multiple, and those factors are, of course, you should have a good revenue, but the revenue is more the monetization let's say model. So you always have to choose the subscription model, of course, because this will, for the buyer, will be a good point, that he will know that with the subscription model, he will make money in the future. The second point is the retention. For my app, after 2 years, the remaining the remaining percentage of users were 30%. So it's a huge amount. Yesterday I was at a promotion summit. I met with the guy who bought my app, and I was discussing with his team, and they said that they have, I think, more than 10 apps, and my app is the best in terms of retention, because 30% after 2 years is really a big figure. Of course, the ratings. If you have an app with 4+ ratings and reviews, that's a huge advantage for the buyer, because he knows that the quality is there, users are happy, and my app at that time was 4.5. So no worries about the fact that the app is not a good one, that the buyer can be sure that it will be a good response to the feedback of the users and things like that. The other thing is the age of the app. The age. So it is possible today to develop an app. Let's say there is a trend about AI apps, but there is a possibility to make money, big money, in 1 month, but maybe in 6 months the revenue will decrease because the trend is not there anymore, or maybe one app takes all, and then you will lose. So when a buyer comes to you, he wants to be sure that the app has enough history that and the app is solid in terms of consistency in terms of revenue, because of course if you have an app with 6 years of revenue and growing year over year, then you can be sure that you will not lose your money in the next year, that you can continue even with a good retention. And
hey, Nordin, on that point, on that point, I hope you have it. I don't want to mess up your flow, but on that point, is it important to also be like have a monthly stable too? Like I know year over year growth is there, but is there anything on the monthly side that we should be looking at too?
The monthly should be consistent, of course. If you have you always have seasonality, of course, but the difference between the higher and the lower should not be big.
Dramatic.
It should be consistent over the month, and then grow. Because why it should grow? Because even you make good money, if your app is not growing anymore, for the buyer to give you a good multiple, he has to be sure that there is still some space for him to make more. That's what you do today. Otherwise, he will take the risk to have to wait 3 or 4 years to get back his money, and that's not the goal of something who buys apps. And the key element is the traffic. Of course, the more your traffic is organic, the more is better for your multiple, because if a buyer comes and see that he can have your app for a good price, but he knows that he doesn't have to spend too much money to keep the revenue stable, that's a goal for him. So he will always give you a good multiple for that. And that's all what the points I shared with you now. I was good at all of them for that app, and it takes me to have a multiple of 4.2 at upfront, and with the earnout 1 year after at 5.2. So I sold my app with a multiple of 5.2.
That's amazing. Congratulations, man. I really like it. I know, Daniel, sorry if I missed it, but what are the average multiples? Do you know by
it's 2 or 3. That's the average. That you can find on markets, on websites, and in the marketplace. But with all these factors that I just mentioned, if you measure all of them, you will be able to ask more. At least 4 till 5. Even I discussed with some developers that they achieved 6.
Wow. That's like SaaS products. Because I've heard 10, but like usually in apps, I think maybe so volatile that it's like
it's
3
math.
to 5.
It's math. If you have an app with all these factors, all good at these factors, and that's growing year over year, then for the buyer, it's a math logic. He will do his calculation and say, okay, I can give you 6 because I know that the app is still growing and the retention is good, so I will make my money back maybe in 2 years. But then after that, I still have an app that I can sell for more in 2 years.
Nordin, what I love too is like you want to show possibility for more growth, right? Like if you've covered it all, it might not be that attractive to the seller, but that's what you said too. I know you talked about retention, organic downloads, year over year growth, steady growth, the length of an app, but like opportunity for more growth is also there too. I love that. Cool. All right. Here's got a great question from Nathan. It says, if it's only 2 to 3x in best cases of AR, why not keep the app an extra few years to earn that same revenue?
That's the question you
I'm sure you get this all the time.
But then you have to analyze other points, because your app, that you can grow it, but you also know the some other sides of the app that you are not sure that I will take my app, the group texting app. That's an app to be able to send to create groups of people and be able to send text messages, schedule text messages, send them in background. So it's good for small businesses to communicate with their clients. That's something that my app was doing. But every year I was feared of something, is that Apple implement the group functionality. It was possible with iMessages, but not with messages. So every year I say, okay, this year when we will have the dev conference of Apple, maybe they will announce that, and I will lose all my money. So it was something that I have to take into account when thinking to sell my app. So, and I'm sure that for all the seller or the people who sells apps, they have something where they doubt, and they have to see, okay, does I have to keep it, or I have to sell it for a good price? Of course, if there was not this let's say this risk, I will keep the app, of course, and keep growing for lifetime.
Yeah. No, I want to talk about what I want to cover too, and I've got some great questions. Is how you took it from, let's just say, $10,000 a month all the way to hundreds of $1,000s, and kind of walk through like each phase, because I kind of feel like I'm pretty good at taking apps to about 10 grand a month. But then beyond that, I feel like I want to learn more about that. But I want to say hi to a few people. I already said hi to Nathan. Good to see you. PJ, Patrick is here too. Priest John is here.
Hi all.
Oh, Janusz. I talked to Janusz yesterday. It's good to see you on here as well. Top Cat. And then Daniel's here. Kevin, Victor, Vet Pocket. I just want to say a few people. All right. Priest says, oh, okay. This is interesting. I want to talk about this. Yo. Okay, see, I'm here. All right. Martin's here too from India. I'm here too. Good to see you guys. All right. There's a good question. Ferry says, how much percentage of organic is considered good? You brought it up. If you want to really maximize your multiple, have good organic. Do you have a percentage, paid versus organic? 80%. I love it. Okay. Yeah, what do you think that helped with that?
You have a good amount of organic downloads.
Okay. What do you think helped with that in the early stages? Because here's what I feel, Nordin. Unless you're like ranking really well for like group messaging, a lot of the ones that are getting pretty good organic also have a strong brand, and are also, the brand traffic is high, and so they're ranking well for their brand and generic terms, and thereby building this massive cycle. And to get that brand to rank really well, obviously you need to be around for a long time, but also like I found that running paid social media advertising actually increases the search volume for your particular brand, right? And so there's that blended model when you're looking at paid marketing. But like what, anyways, so I don't even know where else to get it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But for my app, it was more easy because I tried a lot of things. I said every single advice I received from other developers or I learned, I tried every single of them. So I did paid social marketing, but the best one who was working for me was the search ads, because as you probably know, group text messaging, it's an intent. So people wants to search for these needs, then they go to the app store. So the best place to market my app was the search ads. And so the only marketing things that I used beside my organic traffic was search ads and ranking on the right keywords: group texting, group text, mass messaging, and of course I made sure that the ESO was perfect, title, subtitle. So when you rank the first on a search, then you have a lot of organic traffic.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not number one, it doesn't matter, Nordin. And I normally don't say that, but I feel like, like I've seen keywords where and we've got one that we were able to get to number 2. And I wanted some, because it's hard to isolate too, because people always ask me, what's this your traffic score mean? How many downloads is that? I'm like, oh, I don't know, right? Like, I don't know if you have any data that you can provide insight on, but I have one key app that we just launched and we are number 2. So like I can kind of sort of isolate, hey, here's a search volume for this keyword. We're number 2 for this keyword. Here's how many downloads we're getting per day. So roughly speaking, this search volume means X, Y, and Z downloads. Are you able to figure that out?
But I'm using AppTweak. I don't know if you know AppTweak.
Of course.
So and AppTweak has a they can give you based on the keywords an estimate of the downloads based on that keywords. So and also an estimate of the downloads you can get based on your rank. So that tool to know that. But let's say it's not you don't have to have. That's my opinion. You don't have to have 1,000 downloads per day. You have to have organic downloads better than your competitors, and for each of them you have to make sure that you convert well and to push them to have subscription and make sure that they will stay in the app because they are happy, because you are answering to their feedback. Because if a user, especially in niche apps, let's say a small company needs to communicate with their clients, they will not change an app if your app is fitting their needs. They will not change, so they will stay. And by doing that every day, even your downloads are not so high, every day you are building a community of happy users, and they will stay with you for years.
I love it. I love it. Pre says, does updating version App Store without making any changes to keywords, does that drop the ASO ranking?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
You have to do App Store's updates frequently to make sure that you will stay ranking well, but you don't have to change keywords each time. If you have good keywords and you tested them and you are sure that they are answering to your niche, so you don't have to change them. That's my opinion, of course.
So did you just rely on ASO and ASA to take this group texting message app to where Charlie noticed, and those were your 2 primary channels?
Yeah.
Were you running ASA on Advanced?
No.
Oh, you were running basic ASA, Apple Search Ads? Are you running basic or advanced?
Yeah, advanced.
Advanced. Okay.
Advanced. No, advanced. Yeah. Of course.
And Nordin, was there any talk to me about because I look back on my business, and sometimes you can only look back on it, right? When you're going through it, you just never know what's going to happen. But there were some moments where I was like, oh, that made a huge difference, or this made a huge difference. Do you remember those pivotal moments? Were there any features that you built, or increasing the price, changing the paywall? What did you do that you felt like, okay, that moved the needle?
So, of course, for all the things that you do, you have to implement A/B testing to make sure that you can evaluate and make sure that what you did has changed something. Otherwise, you will just try things and not be sure that you are making good things. But for pricing, of course, when I started with a subscription, my price were low, and I saw that people were converting. So what I did, I started to every, let's say, 6 months leverage a bit, the price and see what's going on. I saw that there is no huge decrease of conversion. So every 6 months I update the price to make sure, and as soon as I saw that there was a significant decrease of the conversion, then I stopped to increase the price. That's so you don't have to worry about increasing the price. Of course, don't apply that increase to the previous users.
Otherwise, right. So just so those are just listening and not Well, you have to create a new subscription plan, right? Like technically speaking, you're creating a new subscription plan in the App Store.
No, because when you have a subscription plan, you can decide to increase, but only for new users, not for
really? So you were just using the same plan. You're like, hey, this yearly plan,
and let it like that, because when you do that, you even don't have to do a new version of the app. Just by changing the price on the App Store and saying that you don't want to apply that to previous users, but only for the new ones, then it's okay. And I saw that year after year, the price was okay for 80% of them. So I kept increasing the price till I reached the maximum price I had.
And guess what happens, Nordin? You increase the price, you probably convert the same, and you make more money. You know, if I'm looking back on my thing, I'm like, yeah, when I slowly started increasing price as I got busier, we started making more money too.
But that's increasing the price. The price is not the only thing you have to do, of course. Localizing the app was really great for me. So I started just with English, and after that I localized the app, but also the app listing on the app stores. So for every country, I think it did 15 countries where I have localized in the language of that country. This made a difference. I did it also for the screenshots. I have localized all the screenshots. And
so screenshots, ASO, and then what about the in-app content?
In-app content.
In-app content too. Wow.
Yeah.
Were you methodical and strategic about it? Because I've seen that go sideways, because, you know, obviously it might be a huge investment just from technical and like translation perspective. Did you do like ASO first, or even run some ASA campaigns just to test the market? Or were you kind of like, let's do it, screw it?
No, today it's better to do some ASA campaigns to see how users react, where they are downloading the app, in which country and in which language, and then you can adapt your ISO based on that, on what you learned from the ASA.
Yeah, I like it. So you can keep it in English, and then slowly start to run some ASA campaigns in that particular language, and then start seeing if there's traction. I love that. Victor says, "What app tweak? App tweak? Come on, that's an ASO tool. Come on." Do you know, Olivier? Do you know Olivier? He's French too, right? Do you know Olivier?
No.
Okay. Well, I've known them. I've known those guys for years, Olivier and Lauren. So yeah, I know the Aptitude guys. And then Steve is here. Good to see you. Mark with ASO doing a whole. I'm not in the bathroom, bro. This is just the living room, okay? my wife would probably put me in the bathroom, but no, I'm in the living room. I'm kidding. She let me have the living room. All right. Eric says, how often would you change the subtitle? Every new release, or do you kind of keep the ASO relatively the same?
You change it until you reach the right one, and then you don't change the that's what I did in the beginning. I tested a lot, and when I saw that the downloads were quite good, I stopped to change, because for my app it was easy, because it's a niche app, group texting, mass texting. You don't have too much things, but almost 80% of the apps, as soon as they reached a good-looking subtitle, they didn't change it anymore. They translated it for the other stores to localize them, and they do some tests on that too, because having a good subtitle in English is not the same for another language. But as soon as you have the right one, keep it. Don't change it every update.
Yeah, you know what? Especially after, that's what we noticed too. It's like after you find the right keyword and you got it stable, like what's the point? Like you're ranking well, and so it's getting to that point where you're like, okay, cool. You know, like, can I get there? And so I really like that.
And today you have the possibility to test a lot of things with the custom pages in iOS so with that you can test screenshots, you can test title, subtitle, and then make sure you will see the difference between all of them, and see, okay, this one is better for my app.
Okay, cool. So it's not even like after a certain point you're like just testing the screenshots and all that stuff versus always testing the subtitle and the ASO.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, Eric says, how much did you spend on ASA? If you don't mind sharing, share what you want.
No, of course. At the beginning, I think it was between 2,000 to 3,000 per month.
Mm-hmm.
But after, I think, 2 years, I get enough organic that I lowered it. Even some months it was 0.
Wow, congrats, man. That's the point you got to be at. And then were you running ASA on like different countries too as you started localizing? Did you start pushing ASA campaigns on there?
The majority of my customers were in US, so I was running US and UK, Australia, France, and I think it was the main countries that I saw that there was paying users that want, because the other countries was not really working, or the organic was enough, and paying for search ads was not doing better. So I stopped and focused on the main countries.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. I got some other questions. I'm going to go speed through them because I do want to talk about flipped apps and your journey into that and acquiring it. So Pretem says he has a blank PORN addiction app and that he's trying to get rid of. So like lots of people quit, but he's seeing on Google Play that he's getting about 50 installs a day, but a lot of people are uninstalling it. How do you figure out why people are uninstalling it?
Yeah,
do you know?
Okay.
No. Yeah. You know, I see really on Google Play, like a lot of apps that we work with have pretty high uninstall rates. And so it's par for the course, in my opinion, but you obviously want to do some research on that.
Yeah, for my app, it was only on the iOS side. So
yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, you didn't even have Android?
No.
Wow, that's bold. Because it's a group texting, but you're only doing it on Android.
On iOS.
I mean, I'm sorry, iOS. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I was able to reach Android clients because it was text messages, so you can reach everybody.
Wow, love it. Mark says, "What do you know? What's in localize first? How'd you do that? How do you pick up the countries?"
You should, based on app tweak, for instance, data. I will see which country are doing really well in my let's say category of apps. So if I see that France is doing well in my category of apps, then I will localize for sure. And doing like that first, the more downloads the apps have in that country, I will localize.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's pretty easy. So I like that. I'm glad you said that too, because Nordin, like, I'm always happy to be proven wrong, and so I'm like, all right, let me see. This is how I would do it, and let me just see how other people are doing it. I'm not looking for confirmation bias.
There is no magic.
Yeah,
there is no magic. It's even in the apps business. You have to be patient, and you have to follow the advices and all things that and be patient, because it took times to do something well, good. Yeah, for sure.
French team, I guessed it from our amazing English accent from Brussels, right?
Yeah, no French, yes.
Nathan says I'm French too, so ça va? Ça va?
Ça va bien.
Ça va bien. I took a little French, so that's it though. That's all I know, right? Anthony says, how did you manage to reach positive ROAS with just ASA? Yeah, the answer is yes. Get out of here.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Of course. Do you see high reinstalls for your app?
I saw that in the beginning, because we were my app was on the App Store, but I had competitors, and sometimes some people left my app, but the need is still there. They still need a group texting app, so they went to another app, and they come back to me, and they say to me in the feedback, I tested the other app, and it was not answering to my needs. You were more expensive, so it was because I was a bit expensive, more expensive than the others. But at the end, they found that the quality was with my app.
Okay. I like it. I want to talk about that, but I want to ask Eric a question. Did you use Revenue Cap, Purchasely, or Dapty? What was your tech stack?
For group text, I did it myself.
Everything.
No Revenue Cap, no Purchasely, no Dapty. But for flipped apps, I use a Revenue Cap now.
That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'm like, people get so focused and they ask me all the time, Nordin, like, what's that ideal tech stack? I'm like, look, you don't need anything. Go make money first and then worry about the tech stack later, especially if you're just going to be on ASA.
I started at that time. I started doing it myself, and then I saw that it was working. So I said, okay, why using revenue cuts? But of course, today I think Adapty and revenue cut, they have a free tier where you can already use and it really make it easy. At that time, if I had a free tier to test, I will of course test it. So my advice is, if you start using a revenue cut from the beginning. But at that time, when I started, I started with my own code, and it was working. So I said, why I will spend money on revenue cut if it's working already.
Facts. I like it. I agree with that too. I like that too. Nordin, you said people will come back. What do you think led to the quality? Because I'm always like, I hear all the time, Nordin, my app's the best quality, and I'm like, everybody says that. Everybody says that, right? So like, how did you really differentiate yourself from your competitors? Were you looking at the reviews of your competitors? Like, what were you doing to really get that type of feedback?
Of course, I'm looking at the reviews of the competitors, but also I'm working on the user experience. The user experience is the UX is really important in the app. For a group texting app, when you want to create a group and send group messages, if things are complicated, then you will have the feeling that it's not a good quality app. Even at the end, the app do the job, but so I worked a lot on that. So making sure that when you want to create, you know how to do it, and it's easy. And each time I had a feedback on something that I thought it was clear, and the user says to me, no, I wanted the button there, and heavy. So I changed it, and I saw that the result was there. So if you today take my app and see the other apps, you will see that to create a group on the other app, it's really complicated. Where in my app, it's really easy, it's really quick and fast.
How did you know it was quick and easy? Like, did you watch people use your app? Are you using a tool like SmartLook to see where people are falling off?
Not really. So I used Zendesk. So in Zendesk, I always ask to have feedbacks, and even in the reviews, if you check the reviews, you will see that my app is the easiest one to use. So I had the feeling that I was doing well.
Got it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sometimes it's just science, art, a little bit of blend both. All right, Nordin. Well, I will cover the flipped apps and your journey to actually acquiring apps, but I want to move on to the app audit stuff, and Mark's really enjoying the show. So let's get into the app audit. And Nordin, we like to start off every app audit with some dad jokes. I don't have my full. I do have the sound effect.
It's working.
It's working. It's working. I did find it. All right, Nordin. So do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I will go first.
All right, brother.
Okay.
You go.
So, why developers prefer dark modes?
Dark modes. Why do developers prefer dark modes? Why?
Because light attracts bugs.
Shoot. Okay, I'm not on my normal system. Okay. All right. It doesn't loop. It's like when I pause it is when it goes. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't have my normal sound effect. All right. I like it. All right. Nordin, since we're talking about, money, not to brag, but I made 6 figures last year. I also was named worst employee at the toy factory. There you go. I got that one right. All right. Might take you a minute, but when I read it, I was like, that's good. I like that. All right. Put S if you thought my joke was better, and then put N if you thought Nordin's joke was better. And we'll play for a glass of wine, right? Is that what we do in Brussels?
I don't drink alcohol.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. We'll do tea. Okay. We'll play for a tea. Coffee.
Perfect.
I need Americano. Okay. No, I'm with a weak sauce. I don't like
If you come to Berlin, I will offer you a coffee.
Deal.
Because I will be at the promotion summit in Berlin.
Yes, I will be there, and I will definitely we'll do some we'll do some things there. Put a date on there. Book the entire weekend. All right, Nordin, because we're gonna go to APS, App Promotion Summit, and then we're gonna do an event where I'm gonna grab a bunch of app founders and we're gonna talk shop. So
good.
be on the lookout for
Good to
that.
know. Good to know. I will write it down.
All right, I love it. Okay, so and I'll send a note. But if you guys are in Europe, let me know because I'm gonna do just that. All right, let me find. I need multiple windows here. All right, let me find the thing. Here we go. All right, Nikhil says, should I show ads to the users? Okay, so I'm gonna pull up Nikhil's app. He's got this. We're just talking about AI, Nordin, but it looks like a Jarvis app. It looks like a Chat GPT, normal, things that we've seen before, a chatbot app here. And so we'll take a look. And his question is, should I be using ads in his app? So you have any opinion?
I never did it because I don't like adding ads because we were talking about user experience, and I have the feeling that adding ads to apps gives a bad user experience for users. But if it makes sense to propose ads, let's say instead of asking for money, you say, okay, by looking at these ads, you will get 100 credits to use the app. Then it could make sense. But showing ads just like that's not a good idea for me.
Let's take a look. Well, Android, since you were never on Android, I know Android, people don't pay as much. And so this is Nordin,
I know.
I think with pricing, I love your idea of like slowly. So you just slowly increased it. Did you increase it by like $5, $10 when you're increasing the pricing on your
really
app?
slowly by $2, sometimes $1, and then see what's going on.
And were people buying the yearly or monthly, weekly? Like what were people mostly buying?
I had three in-app purchase, monthly, yearly, and lifetime. And because I noticed that when you propose 3, it was working well. But I pushed my user to go to the yearly with a trial plan. Yes. Okay. The trial plan was only on the yearly. So most of them go to the trial. They see that they like the app, so they stay for the yearly.
I like it. So what I would say to Nikhil here as we're going through his app is, what I've seen with AI apps, weekly does pretty well for them. And I have data on here. What you would do is right now I could have been wrong, but the app was defaulted to the yearly, but I think the weekly is more interesting. So default it to the weekly, especially on Android. You might want to be careful with that and just play around with the pricing, just like Nordin did. Like on Android, I almost have to go opposite, Nordin. Like you almost have to price drop. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you almost have to drop your prices just to see where the sweet spot is, where people are converting the best. But I would personally default it to the 3-day weekly trial versus trying to get them to convert on the yearly. Just my opinion. Now I'm going to hit can't skip here. Cool. Start. I don't mind ads, especially on Android, because Android users tend to not monetize as well. And so sometimes ads are important. And Nordin, I actually saw an app, and I just published this video so you guys could check it out. But there was a camera app that was, now Nordin, you're going to hate me, okay? Because you're going to hate this app. They was showing ads during their onboarding experience. And I'll pull it up. Yeah. It is massive. And so I shared it with my team and I shared it on social media and people were like, no, it works. And so that's something, Nikhil, like you're going to have to look at the data. If it's not hurting your retention, then go ahead and try it. But you're going to have to run the data on this because I have seen other apps like this. You have this 3 where you can go, hey, get 3 more or packs, especially because this is on Android, but maybe let them watch a video to earn another chat. And sometimes I have seen the image generation one say upgrade or watch a video. So their thing was like watch video and generate ad or something, right? Like so they let you know that before you create this image that you're going to watch this video.
Yeah. Of course, if it makes sense to exchange the ads with something, then the user will not be hurt by that.
Yeah. And it's going, but it's going kind of slow. I'm gonna refresh because I wanna see this. I know one of the ads that do pretty well formats is an app open ad, and you might want to check that, Nikhil, on your app, an app open ad, and especially one of the second or third opens, like test that. And then here, I would probably really think about discounting on Android. I have data that on iOS, like did you do any type of discounting, Nordin, on your app?
No.
Like, no, okay. So I know on iOS, if you do discounting, and probably Nordin, you don't need it because your app is so functional, but the group texting one. But like here, you might want to test Nikhil on Android, testing a discount too, especially on second open, or especially here at the very top where it says try 3 days for free, tap to activate. Like that, it could be also a discount offer, especially since I hit back on here. Then you'd be like, oh, you don't want that, you want a discount instead. And so, especially on Android, I think I might test that a little bit more. And I think I would personally just do, like, you guys can see my mouse? Okay, kind of. So I would probably take this and move it into a crown up here, right here. Put it as a crown right by the 2, and then change this into an ad and see what happens. So who knows? All right. Oh, Salman says, hi, Steve, how are you? If you remember, I commented on your tweet and Jungo tweet and said that I'll leave. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. All right. And then Nathan says, ads have a bad UX and there's nothing in revenue compared to IAP. That is true too, right? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
Nordin, S, 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 S. That's 5. Nathan said, Kamal? What does that mean?
Good.
Good. Okay. Good. So you got 3. So I got the first one, my friend. So
okay. No problem.
But I want to talk about here. I want to go back to Flipped, and after this, so like, talk to me about your journey in thinking about like acquiring another app, and then, like, how long did you wait, or what were you seeing in the market, and now that you've done both sides, right? You exited, and now you've acquired it. Like, talk to me about why you acquired it. What were you seeing in the market, and how you made that decision?
So last year when I sold it was in, I think, end of May, so in June. So I got the money. So of course I had other apps I was working on, but and I said, okay, what I will do with that money? Okay, part of it I will take it for me, but I want to invest that money. And today I think if you have the budget, a good way to start in the app business is to buy existing apps with already with good reviews, with good revenue, because this will take you time to do. Of course, if you start from scratch, this will take you maybe 2 years to do something, to reach a good amount of reviews, a good amount of revenue, and this will cost you money too. But if you put some money on the table and buy an existing app with already some revenue and some reviews and retention and things like that, it could be you can win time. So I started to look at it after my holidays, and there is a lot of websites. There's flippa.com, acquire.com, and I found Flipped Apps. It was on App Business Brokers. That's a US-based company, and they have specialized on apps, and they are really transparent. You can ask for a lot of information to know what the revenue, how they are doing, and how they are making. And with that money, I tried to purchase Flipped, and it was successful. So I'm happy now with those apps.
I've seen you already change the screenshots around. I love it. You're like really testing things out. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, a bit, but not because for now, if you see that the app is only in English, and that's, but the work I will do in the coming weeks is to translate all the screenshots and localize the app and things like that. And it was that, because the app is good quality. It was nominated by Apple App of the Day, I think 1 year or 2 years ago. So I have a good app with this one, but there is room to improve it. There is a big room to improve it. So we will see. Maybe in 2 years we will do another show.
Yes, sir.
Tell you that I sold the app.
December. You got till December, Nordin. Okay. You're taking yacht. Okay. After yes. All right. I love it. Eric's got some questions. If you're open to sharing, I'm sure he's asking about your group messaging app, but like, what are some conversion metrics that you were able to achieve? Install to trial activation, and then trial to paid rate. What you're willing to share. Share what you're willing to share.
Yeah. The most important one was as soon as I have one download user. So for 30% of them convert to paying user.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Install to paying users 30%?
30%, yeah. Because as I said, it's a niche app and it's an intent. So when they come because they need the app. So they already know that they will have to pay for something. So if they download the app and they test it with the 3 days test, and they see that the app fits their needs, they will pay for it for sure.
I love it. And you were targeting like small business owners, right? So it was more to B2B, which is way easier to convince a business owner. I can make you more money, or I can help you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a business owner always thinks about, okay, I will pay for it, but if I need it, I have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And this will help me to make more money. So at the end, it's a win-win.
If I can dissect it for you, Nordin, you correct me anytime I'm wrong about this, but I love the fact that you found a niche that was like more business oriented, more likely to pay. And I've been talking about niche apps, and people say it's too niche because everybody wants to go after messaging, right? Versus group messaging. And then thirdly, it's an app that you need every day. So, I think about like Dropbox, like I'm never going to cancel that thing, right? Like it's going to be with you forever. And so it's one of these things that you just keep forever. As long as you're running a business, you're going to need something like this as well.
Yeah, I think that when I selected the app, I selected the right one because it was a really a niche app. But as soon as you get a user, if they need it, they will keep it for sure.
Yeah. I shared this on social media. I said, here's a sensor tower data of apps that I work with that are niche apps, and they're like $80,000 a month. And I knew the real data, but I was like, I said, I'm not going to share that real data, but $100,000, 150, 200,000, like, and they're not just like you. They're not heavy on the UA stuff too. I love it. Yeah. All right. Nathan says, and I would love your take on this. And I don't know if you have any experience on this, but I've been monetizing my app for 2 months. An app publishing company proposed to me to do user acquisition for revenue share of the app. I'm waiting on more details. Is it a good idea to grow faster?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because if you can win time, of course you will lose a part of the money. But if that's a good.
Currently at 50,000 monthly. Is it 50,000 or $50, Nathan? So that's a difference. Did you forget the K, or did you? I'm assuming it's 50K, but I don't know if you're just doing $50 MRR. But anyways, yeah.
I don't think that he will be contacted for 50K.
You mean $50, right? Or you think 50K? He won't be contacted for 50K or $50?
No, $50. I don't think that they will contact them for 50K.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I'm gonna assume 50K.
But anyway, if they will start.
It is $50. It is just $50.
Okay. Yeah, 2 months ago. So
2 months ago.
Yeah. But that could be a good thing because they will help you. Of course, you will have to share with them, but at the end, you will also not spend a lot because they will take part of it of the spending. So this could be something. I will not say that if you were making 50K. But $50, you will not lose too much.
Yeah, like very little to lose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna counter, okay, Nordin, and this is I hope you're okay with that. But like I think that look, if it's a partnership, you better trust the person. Look, I just got out of a bad partnership, and so not just it's been dissolved for a while. But what I learned from that was there were some good things that I learned through that partnership, and some not so good things. And so I think what I've definitely learned is it is like a marriage. Like it shouldn't nilly-willy be like, hey, I like you, Nordin. We have beers. Let's go partner up type of thing. It should be like, I really trust you and I want to grow with you 2-3 years down the road. And what I'm looking for too, and I should have noticed it in my partnership, but like there were red flags along the way that I've said, it's fine. I trust this guy, blah, blah, blah. There were red flags along the way. Look, he has his own side of the story, okay? But I'm not saying names. But anyways, there were red flags along the way that I just excused because I had some optimistic thing. So Nathan, I think you're so new. I think you have very little to lose right now because it's only $50. But at the same time, like really, really do your due diligence to make sure that you want to be tied to this partnership for a couple of years. Because I know a few clients of mine, Nordin, that have gotten out of these type of deals too. And privately, they've shared some insights with me on that stuff too. So yeah, that's why I love what I do.
Yeah, it's like a marriage. You have to be, you need trust and to make sure that everything will go well.
No, I love it. All right, Nordin, let's get into the next round of the dad jokes. You got to redeem yourself, my friend. You know, I drink a lot of, what do we decide on? Coffee? Okay, I drink a lot.
Coffee or tea. Right. No alcohol.
No alcohol. Yes, sir. All right, you want to go first this time, or you want me to go first? And trust me, let me make sure I got this. Okay.
So I will go. Why don't scientists trust atoms?
Why?
Because they make up everything.
There, I did it better. Okay, I did it better.
That's better.
I love it. They make up everything. All right, Nordin. Mean girls aren't bad. Let me start over. Mean girls aren't as bad as people say. In reality, they're just about average. There you go. All right. Once again, come on. I need votes. Put S if you thought my joke was better, and put N if you thought Nordin's joke was better. And then Nathan says, I see. That's why I'm waiting for more details. Yeah, Nathan. I mean, you're so new that I'm like, I personally would rather have control. But anyways, that's really ultimately up to you what you want to do. But that's just because I don't like partnerships anymore, Nordin. So I'm like, I'm just going to go at it alone. Did you have any partners in the group messaging app? Or is all yours?
No.
All right. Nice. Congratulations. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Keep it. Because if it works, man, it's all yours, bro. Like, you ain't got to worry about anybody else. All right. We got this is a past client of ours. Nana said, all right, she needs help on ASO. So I'm going to pull hers up. I'm working with one monitor here, so it's a bit harder for me, but I'm trying my best. All right, here it is, the Ning app. All right, so I took a look at this app, Nordin. It is an app just not for like the normal like Spanish, English, French type of stuff. It looks like the difficult languages, the easy path to hard languages. So you got like Tagalog here, Serbian, Khmer. I don't know how to say that one, but so that's what this app is. What, any thoughts on the ASO? That's what they want to help on.
I check the app, and in terms of ISO, to be honest, they are doing quite good, because I saw that they translated all the screenshots. They also made the translations of all the subtitles. So for me, maybe translating the video, the app preview could be also good, because I saw that they translated all the screenshots, but not the preview. And maybe adding a screenshot because I see that they have good reviews and good ratings. Maybe adding a screenshot with listing, highlighting some reviews could be a good thing.
Yeah, I think I like that idea too, and I think that like the video is pretty impressive because it makes it look, I mean, I think they did a great job on the video. What I would say is, if you're going to lean into the Asian and Eastern European languages, like maybe highlight those languages on the screenshots too. The easy path to hard languages, great. And then make them big and bold, right? Like I saw another app called FitOn, and I've copied their screenshots all the time, but I really love this. So I love your thoughts on this, Nordin. This slide, I'm like, cool. This sort of tells me exactly what I'm getting. Like, prove to me, social proof. That's in Gabrielle Union, full gym in your pocket, and then hit cardio, yoga, strength, bear, bar, meditation, toning. So I kind of steal this a lot, and I'm like, oh, this would be great. So if I could see Tagalog, Serbian, all the other languages that people are buying in the app, like what language are likely to get the highest conversion, I might make those big and bold here too.
Yeah, I agree. And the social proof with the reviews is good, good screenshot too.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. And I think from an ASO standpoint, like I almost think that they should lean in more on the whatchamacallit front, like Tagalog. I know it's language lessons, but like I don't know if that's a great keyword. And I'll kind of pull it up just to see. But I wonder if they should just lean in on like Tagalog or Asian languages versus trying to put language lessons, which is so generic, right? Like what I like about yours was like group texting. That's it. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Group texting. Yeah. But language lessons, I don't know if that's a great keyword in the title. I don't know, but I don't know what I don't know.
You have to test anyway.
Yeah, you have to test. Yeah, cool. I think that's it on my end on here. I just want to look at the ASO for them real quick. Here, I'll pull this up. So I like using follow and then language lessons. I just want to see how well they rank for language lessons and if there's any more. Because if there's decent volume, and they're doing really well, 6,000 ratings, which is awesome. So here, let me look up this. Yeah, see, you're now competing with Duolingo and all that stuff. That's why I'm kind of like, what if you put learn Tagalog? I'm just going to assume that's the one that has decent volume because it's in their subtitle. Yeah. So like, could you put that in the title and then go after it a little bit better? And then and then if this is, US has a pretty big market and I put Philippines, PH, and they have 198. So maybe that's not a great market. But let me look at here, MX. They put learn languages. So like here, if I'm going to assume, Nana, I think that's the name, but like that learn language, like Tagalog was very important keyword since you have it in the leftmost Spanish in the US subtitle, but in the Spanish Mexico title, then that's where you can put, if you don't want to go so niche in the Spanish, in the US titles, Nana, then put learn Tagalog here instead of learn languages because you're not trying to compete with the Duolingo, Babbel, Rosetta Stones of the world. You're trying to,
yeah.
I mean, that's how I would do it, frankly.
Yeah, but I agree.
Okay. All right, Nordin, I like agreeing. Nordin, what did I miss that you want to make sure you leave the audience with?
I think we covered everything.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I really love the fact that, here's what I've learned. I want to go heavy on ASA now, especially, and definitely from the localization standpoint that you've been talking about. Like, and I love the approach you took. And I've been saying do the ASO first because it's cheap and easy. But I think ASA, like, get it out there, run it, do the ASO, keep the English in the screenshot, but do maybe the title and subtitle and keywords, and then run ASA and see what it does. Because I started noticing when I run some campaigns that Germany was a good market for us from a download perspective. I've been pushing that market a little bit more. And I love the fact that you broke down all the elements you need. I'm going to clip that up. So I know my team's here, but all the elements to really fully maximize your multiple and get to that 5.2 that you're able to achieve. So congratulations, my friend. I can't wait to meet you in person. But this was really, really awesome. What are your next steps? Like, go check out Flipped. That's what I want to tell the audience. So I will add back on. Check out. It's a great app, by the way. And Nordin, I love that you bought it too, because I've checked out the app as well. And I was like, oh, there's some improvements you can make here. So
we can discuss that.
We'll discuss it offline. But this was like last year when I looked at the app, I was like, oh, there's some things here. So which I'm sure you saw as well. But congratulations on the acquisition. But anything you want to share with us or promote?
No, nothing. You did well.
Yeah, man. Well, that was all you, man. It was all you. All right. I think Nordin, let's end with this. We go one more round. What do you think? You won that last round. And we gotta do a tiebreaker.
In total, I already won, or
no, it's 1-1, my friend. We're at round 3. Okay.
If you put everything together. Okay, we can do last one.
Okay, let's go.
Let me think which one I will use. Okay, why did the math book look sad?
Why?
because it had too many problems.
I like it. All right. Nordin, I just learned that Albert Einstein was a real person this whole time. I thought he was a theoretical physicist. Okay. All right. The tiebreaker. So
I think I won.
I think you won. We'll call it. This really works, right? English, for instance, you may have the word fitness in English version and the word trainer in German version. So the app will rank for the keyword fitness trainer. Yes, it will work. And then we will give you some votes. But we'll give you the win, Nordin. Congratulations on the success. For those that are listening to this or watching this, go check out Flipped. It's FLIPD. So Flipped in the App Store as well. Great app, great for studying, great for focusing, and it's got a timer and some music. And the main thing, Nordin, which I'm sure you saw when you were thinking about purchasing it, it's got a great community already embedded in the app as well. So I'm sure, just like you said, hey, how do I maximize my exit? You looked at those same metrics when you were acquiring this one as well. And then if you want to connect with Nordin, I'm going to assume that you're okay with me saying this, but we've got his link,
of course,
profile in the podcast description and the YouTube description as well. All right, great.
Thank you for having me.
Nordin, this was awesome. Next week, we're going to have my friend. I call everybody friends, but I think he's in German as well. But he's a great follow on LinkedIn, and his name is Marcus Berg. So we're not really friends. I don't know if he would call me friends, okay? But anyways, he's a really great meta expert, and we're going to talk all about UA. And I love what people are saying, Nordin, because I love my job. Like, you are finding success with just ASO and ASA. And a lot of times people feel like they have to do everything and run meta ads, run all these ads. It's just like, no, it really depends on the app. It really does. Yeah. So take everything that we're sharing and digest it and make sense for your app. But we're going to talk all about Facebook ads and how to finally make them work for you. Nordin, thank you so much. That's enough talking. Enough plugs. I'll let you go. Yeah. Stay on for a bit and I'll say goodbye to you. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Bye.
Yeah, bye.